Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, or whenever you happen to find me. Happy Friday, everybody, September 20th. Today's author is Matt Lucas, and he'll be analyzing Nahum 1:3. The Lord is slow to anger, but great in power. The Lord will not leave the guilty unpunished. And our title today is God's Justice and Grace. English Romantic painter John Martin is known for his apocalyptic landscape depicting the destruction of civilization. In these fantastic scenes, humans are overwhelmed by the magnitude of destruction and powerless against the approaching doom. One painting, The Fall of Nineveh, depicts people fleeing from the coming destruction of the Mount waves under the dark rolling clouds. More than 2,000 years before Martin's painting, the prophet Nahum prophesied against Nineveh, foretelling its judgment. The prophet used images of mountains quaking, hills melting, and the earth trembling to symbolize God's wrath to those who oppressed others for their own gain. However, God's response to sin is not without grace. When Nahum reminds his listeners of the power of God, he notes that he is slow to anger, cares for those who trust him. Descriptions of judgment are hard to read, but a world where evil isn't confronted would be a terrible one. Thankfully, the prophet doesn't end on that note. He reminds us that God desires a good and just world. Look, there on the mountains, the feet of one who brings good news, who proclaims peace. And that good news is Jesus, who suffered the consequences of sin so we can have peace with God. Father, I pray for those around us in the world who suffer unjustly. Amen. A couple questions for us all to take a second and think about. How do you want God to defend the oppressed? How might your understanding of his wrath against injustice prompt you to speak up for the oppressed? I will take some time to think about it. Happy Friday, everybody, and remember to be good to one another. Amen.